Ivie domeni mose, ivie san, ivie afema, wahia domo, esan, oye, oye, usanobla rekbawao, esako, vamo ode, igara, marconi. I bring you greetings from the headquarters of EPIA, Edo Progressive Indigenous Association, popularly known as Edo Indigenous Movement worldwide. I want to thank the leadership of the Edo Indigenous Homecoming Global Festival Coordinator, Mr. Spider's Vision Edosa, for deeming it fit to invest his energy in participating in terms of coordination of all Edo Indigenous artists towards our upcoming festival come 2022 in the month of January. I want to thank all the members of this platform who has taken out time out of their busiest schedule to be a part of this Indigenous Festival Homecoming movement. Well, most of us here may probably not know who is speaking, but permit me to use this opportunity with all humility and loyalty to introduce my very loyal and humble self. I am no other person but Chief Dr. Bishop Omoygiade Inoyugere Dupolo. I happen to be the founder president, Edo Progressive Indigenous Association, popularly known as Edo Indigenous Movement. I pledge my loyalty to all Edo Indigenous people. And as an Edo Indigene, I took it upon myself that it is very necessary for us all to synergize together and prove to the world that we are about the most royal people or set of people in the world. And you know it, and I know it. The purpose of this movement is to promote the empowerment of all Edo Indigenous people worldwide and its culture, and ultimately to be there for one another and stand tall on the template of law and order. It is a generational movement. We classify it as a positive generational tsunami, that we are not in a hurry, and of which one of our fundamental vision is to see the Edo future as one of the most united people in the world. It is not a news that Edo Indigenous people are the most accommodative people in the world. But unfortunately, because of our high level of disunity, the world has not been able to pencil us down as the most accommodative people that we are, that ultimately deserve credit in any part of the world. This movement always used this opportunity or use the opportunity to send a clear message to all Edo Indigenes all over the world to stay away from criticizing itself and advertise more of the positive things about Edo Kingdom. Yes, we know that things has been going wrong in Edo Kingdom. But likewise, every other part of the world, they all have their fair share of negative things that is transpiring in their country. But we must learn to put the state of the art of Edo Kingdom in a platter of gold whenever we speak about her. It is our responsibility to understand that even if the government or the politicians or the leaders, however you might diagnose it, has failed, but you and I has not failed. So that is why it is sacrosanct for all of us to put our hands together and promote our cause. EPIA gave birth to Edo Indigenous movement. And Edo Indigenous movement has been standing tall with, if not on anything that we have made progress on, we have made progress on the fundamentals that has been rocking. We have made progress in the fundamentals that has been rocking the state in terms of other organizations that has arisen in our state. This movement believe that if only we as the indigenous people can stand tall without compromising our vision of synergizing, coming together, and establishing one cause, there is nothing that can hold us back from achieving our goal. But as far as we are concerned with Edo Indigenous movement, compromise does not have a room in this movement. We believe in positivity. When we say something, we do it. We believe that Edo people are the most intelligent, the most exposed, the smartest, and the most civilized set of people in Africa. And I do believe you also know that. So I want to use this opportunity to call on each and every one of our artists, wherever you are in diaspora, to join hands with Mr. Spice Vision Edosa to put all our venoms and angers or concerns or observations that we have had in the past that we are not happy about. Let us put all of them in the past and begin to see every one of Edo Indigenous artists, whether from Mesa, from Benin, from Afema, let's begin to see each other under one lens. Let's believe in ourselves again. Let's make it clear to the world that united we stand. Let us not betray one another anymore. Let us not reduce or marginalize each other anymore. Let us prioritize our cause, because there is more than enough room for all Edo Indigenous artists to benefit from. It is clear that it's not everyone that can sing in our indigenous language. But we are very proud of most of you guys for being able to dish out all these positive and powerful musics in our dialect. We praise that effort because our language are full of wisdom, and it is not an easy task to sing in a language that is infested and crowded with parables. I love Edo music, whether it's Esan, Benin, or Afema. We also love the English music most of you have put out there. The world are beginning to hear about what we can do. Gentlemen, and if there is a lady in the house, or ladies, please, we have put together one of the most powerful opportunity, one of the most united opportunity, empowerment opportunity for each and every one of our artists to come and showcase what they're capable of and showcase it to our indigenous people who will be coming home from diaspora and even at home here. We have deemed it fit, after a careful research, when we realize that there is no culture in Africa that is more royal than our culture. That as a matter of fact, majority of the cultures or the cultural activities that has been going on around Africa or even around the world, majority of them has stolen a piece from Edo people's culture. We have heard about festivals in different parts of the countries and even in our country. But the Benins will say, we are the custodians of tradition. Tradition started from Edo Kingdom. So we have all it takes to showcase our powerful culture. On that great day, come January 2022, we will be looking at attracting all our cultural groups together, and as many as we can attract of our Edo Indigenous artists, both home and in diaspora. We will be introducing a parade where more than 20 trucks. We have different cultural groups from Esa, from Benin, from Afema, Igara, Kokoedo, Owa, and all that in different trucks. And EPIA women from all over the world in another truck. And series of them with different music at the back of those trucks with different costume, traditional regalias, attires, and beads, and showcase how rich our culture is. Babonelimi and Esan cultural groups and Edo North, Edo South. While we have them mixed up with some of our artists in those trucks, while we'll be rolling around Edo Kingdom to end up at the King Square and eventually use the opportunity to reach out to our royal father and also the government house and police headquarters briefly to inform them why the main festival is going on at Ring Road while we jump park there. Few officials will reach out to these few places that we just mentioned. When we get back within 30 minutes to an hour, within about an hour, and then all the trucks will migrate back to the right destination. I think right now we're proposing Country Home Motel Road in the interim, but we have the working committee that is currently holding meetings to determine exactly where they will pencil down. But these are just the skeleton, and then it's a 3 days festival, and then the next day there will be a conference where we'll have professors to tell us things about the historical values of Edo Kingdom, and apparently we'll have our cultural groups as well and all our artists performing on the set date. And maybe the third day there'll be sports and shows everywhere along the road, because we're looking to obtain a license to shut down Country Home for 24 hours on that day. But nevertheless, what is very important at this junction is for us to begin to talk about it, for us to begin to visualize it, for us to begin to think about it, for us to begin to come up with ideologies that we can contribute to this effect. Why can't we come up with the largest festival in the world, knowing fully well that we have the richest traditional values and culture? My brother, it's high time we should strip ourselves off of the disunity mentality and begin to tolerate one another for the interest of our next generation. The purpose of this platform is to discuss a way forward to that effect, and let us avoid distracting the platform with contrary activities that is not related to it. Maybe discretionally, the coordinator, Mr. Spice Vision, might come up with maybe a day set aside for all artists to advertise their products, so that we can also share from the products that, or have the opportunity to listen to some of your musics, so we can recommend it to our general forum and our brothers and sisters in Benin or in Edo State or everywhere around the world. So please, do not hesitate to subscribe to being a member of Edo Indigenous movement. EPIA has introduced a database where we're currently registering all Edo Indigenous people at www.edoindigenes.org. And on that website as well, you can subscribe to your Edo Indigenous ID card. That is a digital ID card that we're currently putting together for all our members. When you register with us, obviously when you meet up with all the necessary requirements, then we will provide you with this ID card. It's a digital ID card that is set aside to be able to identify all the Edo Indigenes all over the world, and also benefit from the secure discount that we have established with some companies, and also most of these our future activities that we'll be putting together. We're looking forward to an Edo Kingdom where all Edo Indigenes will be ID'd, and benefits within now and in the future can reach the Edo Indigenes, and we can monitor it via this ID card to make sure that it gets to the indigenous people. Our indigenes deserve the best in Edo State. They deserve to be prioritized. They deserve to be seen as the first beneficiaries of every good thing that comes to Edo State. We're looking forward to Edo State, where in the future, every company that cites itself in Edo State will have an Edo Indigene as one of their directors. We're looking forward to a future whereby every Edo Indigene that is 60 years and older, including the physically challenged, will have some sort of welfare package set aside for them, whether the government does it or not. EPIA will attract the right people to get it done. And we have started it with our food welfare and food bank project, and we have been doing it. And we want you to be a part of this vision. Let's boycott the anger, the venom, hatred that has been rocking our society, our beautiful Edo kingdom, our beautiful Edo people. Let us put everything aside. Let us love one another. Give one another opportunity to grow. Support one another. Empower one another. Because frankly speaking, we do not have anywhere else to go. We do not have anyone else that will call our home our own. We are better off being there for one another than to despise, discriminate against one another. I want to say I love all the Edo Indigenous artists in diaspora. I thank you all for all your energy you've put so far on this platform. This is just the beginning, and we have a long way to go. And we will continue to work together until we can finally meet one another. God bless Edo Indigenous people worldwide. God bless Edo Indigenous artists in diaspora. God bless the coordinator. God bless us all. Oba Tokbe. He said.